what's up? Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell up above for future uploads, and check out the links posted in the description down below to support the channel. Thank you. A lot of people have reached out to me and have asked me to do a video on what I think of the upcoming DCU slate and kind of DC as a whole. And I said, yeah, okay, I'm not too interested in what James Gunn is doing. To be quite honest with you, I'm not going to support any of it, because when you've seen the tweets that James Gunn made when he was in his 40s, just to remind you, I think that would be very off-putting. Not to mention the party that he was at that had a very specific theme, and the allegations of him being on a certain plane. So, to me, not interested. And that's before you get to the nepotism stuff, where he likes to hire his wife, who is a very poor actress, in my opinion, and his brother, who is also a very poor actor and is just in there because he knows him. And then, of course, his little buddies that they'd be like to be in the different movies that he has. To me, terrible choice for DC Studios. If I was going to choose anybody to lead DC Studios, it'd be Taylor Sheridan. He has done a fantastic job with Yellowstone, a fantastic job with 1883, 1923, Tulsa King, and also Mayor of Kingstown. This is a guy that knows how to build a universe and also then knows how to do projects that are wildly different. So, to me, he would have been the guy. Maybe he's not a comic book guy and maybe he didn't even apply for it, but to me, that would have been the dude. Instead, they've gone with a fella that has an awful lot of baggage, that's created one good movie, in my opinion, in Guardians of the Galaxy. Everything else was muck, in my opinion. I'm tired of pretending like it wasn't. And also, this is a fella that has flopped with DC in the reboot of The Squad and still found himself in this position. It's bizarre stuff. And one of the first things that he did was come into the job and fire Henry Cavill, who had just announced that he was returning as Superman. Now that to me was probably a power play with Dwayne Johnson, because I personally believe that Dwayne Johnson was going to be one of the heads of DC Studios until Black Adam flopped. I think that was probably the chance that he had, and he decided then to go with Gunn, and of course immediately then Dwayne Johnson was out and so was Henry Cavill. Just to put into perspective, James Gunn is still happy to work at this moment in time with Ezra Miller and Mira, we should just say, from Aquaman. That tells you everything you need to know, and birds of a feather, guys, you know what I'm saying about that. Anyway, moving on. What do I think of the slate? As I said, I'm not going to support it, but I'll talk about it. And the slate is like this: DCU Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. Superman Legacy. That's a movie about a 25-year-old Superman who is struggling with the difference between his Kryptonian heritage and his human heritage. God, that sounds awfully familiar. Oh yeah, that's right, that was the plot of Man of Steel. So, you're getting a younger version, and you're going to be just reintroduced to the same characters again. Why did they just not complete the Snyderverse? That would have been the best thing to do. Finish it off. I think I had 2 more movies. To be quite honest with you, I'd be more interested in a Ben Affleck Batman movie facing off against Deathstroke, played by Joe Manganiello, than I ever would about a Matt Reeves Batman movie. I still haven't seen the Matt Reeves Batman movie. No interest. Especially when you decide to change characters like Jim Gordon and Catwoman with people that have said very suspect things also. So that's where I'm at with these things. And also, Robert Pattinson, not too long ago, was seen at a premiere wearing a dress. And I don't know about you, but to me, that's not what screams Batman. So as an aside, that's the Batman, and the Elseworld stuff that's also there is, and that's what they're calling it, Elseworld, is Joker 2 featuring Lady Gaga. Pass. So, done with that. But no Snyderverse, nothing that the fans have been asking for. You know yourself. So, Superman Legacy remains to be seen. It's being written and directed allegedly by James Gunn. He's writing it anyway, for sure. And you know what I think about that. It's a hard pass on that one. The Brave and the Bold. Now, this is something that James Gunn reiterated multiple times throughout the video that he put out there. My favourite Robin, my passion project. It's all about him. Narcissist. And to me, you also see that in the comments, in the social media comments. It is absolutely unbelievable to see the amount of blue check marks that write under anything this guy says, with really weird comments that are goofy, in my opinion, that are obviously looking for a job. It's sad. It really is sad. It's like someone hanging around with a cup and kind of shaking and they're rattling changes there. That's what these people come across like. So the Brave and the Bold is Batman and Robin, and he says, not like you've seen them before. listen, this guy is woke. Anything can happen. You'll probably end up with a black Batman. I'm not joking you. I'm telling you now, it's probably what they'll do. And if that happens, yikes. And what they'll decide to do with Robin will be interesting as well, because obviously in the comic books, Bruce Wayne is a white character, and Talia al Ghul has been portrayed as being a Middle Eastern character. So we'll wait and see what they decide to do with Robin in that movie, because that's Damian Wayne, who is the biological son of Bruce Wayne. Wait and see, I'd say. But again, another one that I'm not really interested in. I'd be more interested in Ben Affleck's Batman, if I'm being honest with you. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Okay, what's this Supergirl movie about? Well, she's a very jaded and disenchanted Supergirl. We're not lighting the world on fire here, guys. That doesn't sound very interesting to me. That kind of sounds like Furiosa, doesn't it, from Mad Max? So yeah, another pass there. The Authority, another passion project from James Gunn. What's that about? It's about heroes that kind of like The Boys. Alright, well, they're not going to go as in a similar rating, we should just say, as The Boys, are they? No. Well, what's the most important thing about them? Yeah, Apollo and Midnighter. Okay, what are they? Well, they're characters that are like Superman and Batman. Okay. And they're gay. Right. You're planning this coming out in 2025, are you? 2026 maybe a bit later than that. Yeah, I don't think people are going to be into that by then. I'm being honest with you there on that one. I think people are all rainbowed out by this time. I think they're already at that point, if I'm being honest with you. That was an immediate pass from me. I'm like, yeah, I definitely won't be saying that. Not because I have any sort of particular problem, but because it's been overrepresented in media now that I'm just like, I just no interest in going seeing it. I'm no interest in that at all. Swamp Thing. They did a decent TV series a couple of years ago. I think there was one movie, and I think that there was recently a TV series that was actually quite good. And that kind of went the way of the woke as well eventually, as they always do, and then was cancelled. But Swamp Thing is going to be something that is allegedly being directed by James Mangold. This is a guy that's directing Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. We'll wait and see how that one turns out. He's obviously gotten a bit of grace as well for what he's done with the Wolverine character and a couple of other bits and pieces that he's done there. So he's a respected director. But we'll wait and see what happens with this Indiana Jones movie, because like these companies are showing you right now, everything is in flux, and if they have a flop, a lot of these companies will want to distance themselves from these people really quickly. Look at what's gone on with Patty Jenkins even, you know. Creature Commandos, animated TV show. Who's that written by? Written by James Gunn. What's it about? Weirdos. Okay, well, that's in the wheelhouse there. Who else was in it? The character Weasel. That wouldn't be the character that was played by your brother, was it, in the Squad movie? I know it was. Sorry. He's returning probably then, is he? Great. You know, make sure the paychecks keep coming for the bro, huh? Waller. Lads. Do you know what I didn't think before this slate came out? I didn't think to myself, do you know what I'd love to see? An Amanda Waller TV show. Like, why? The Viola Davis is going to play her. Why? Like, what's the fascination? Oh, she's been saying the woke stuff. Oh, okay, right. Do you know who's available right now and who previously played the character who I would definitely try with again, because I think that she's a very good actress? Angela Bassett. That's who I would have picked. A lot of other people are saying, was there a woman's name, CCH Pounder? I think she was in the original Avatar movie. You know, I say original because it's over a decade old now at this stage. She'd have been a good Amanda Waller. I think she voiced her as well. To me, Angela Bassett, though, because she's now freed up from Marvel, that's who I would have went with. And obviously as well too, Angela Bassett's easy on the eye. Viola Davis on the other hand, no. So any appeal that you could have had with that TV series, out the window immediately. But you've led with Amanda Waller over, like, I don't know, The Flash, I don't know, Aquaman, you know what I mean? And that's where they've decided to go with. Now he's saying, oh, it's not the full first chapter. Do you know what that means? To me, that's company speak of, if one or two of these things fail, we're going to fast track something else that people will want. That's what that means to me. It also says to me that an awful lot of these shows and movies are going to be pretty low budget, which means that they don't have an awful lot of money. Lanterns TV show. So what's this? Well, this is a true detective type show that's going to feature Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. Okay, sounds good. However, with this guy at the helm, what do you think they're going to do to Hal Jordan? Hal Jordan is going to be a shell of himself, I would imagine, and when they cite True Detective, that also rings alarm bells because they're going to make Hal look weird, I would say, in that. Hal's not going to come out of that looking good. And recently with the DC universe, what we've seen is we've seen them try to go at Hal and make a negative depiction of him every single time they've used him recently. So it's not good reading for me, to be quite honest. Booster Gold TV show. Okay, yeah, sound. Again, it's not. None of this is lighting the world on fire, is it? Like, none of it is, oh my god, I can't believe they're doing that. I'll be quite honest with you when I say this. Lanterns is probably the thing that excited me the most out of everything. Brave and the Bold, I'm like, yeah, it could be good, but then again, could be terrible. Superman Legacy, no interest in seeing that after Cavill departing the role, if I'm being honest with you down on that one. Lanterns was it. Paradise Lost, the last one. What's that? It's a Game of Thrones. See, this guy doesn't really have very much original ideas. It's all kind of based off of something else, which, look, it's fair enough, and things are based off of other things, but when you're actually citing the work of someone else and saying this is what we're going to do, it doesn't sound very creative to me. I'm just saying. And this is a guy that spends a lot of time on Twitter himself, so it doesn't seem like he's talking about these things to frame them in a certain way for people to be interested straight away. It's all just like, it's kind of like nostalgia baiting. Oh, you like Game of Thrones, didn't you? Well, this is like Game of Thrones. So what's this about? Well, this is about Themyscira, which is the island which Wonder Woman comes from. Okay, it's an all-female thing. Great, that's going to be fantastic. Looking forward to that one. So you've got 10 projects that have been announced. One of them gives me, I should say, a little bit of hope. I'm using a bit of the Green Lantern code there, note. But the rest of it just doesn't look good. And to me, DC, what they needed was they needed to come out really strong with this first chapter. I mean, look at some of the names that are in there. Supergirl. Look at the phase 1 of Marvel. Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk. These are top tier characters. And then you've got the likes of Thor there in there as well. Obviously would have been a top tier character. And then they started to sprinkle others in along the way. But you've led with this. Bad news. Now, a lot of people are suggesting that he was sent across by Marvel to do exactly this, which is totally underwhelm people and not have any excitement. But this is a project that is already looking bad, and it's looking like it's gone on arrival. Done. And a lot of people are already tapped out. And like I said, had they chosen pretty much anyone else to be in this role, I think a lot of people would have given it the benefit of the doubt. But because they've chosen specifically him, I'm out already. And I mean, I'm going to point and laugh, and that's what I'm going to do, to be quite honest. But other than that, I've zero interest in supporting this thing at all. And I think a lot of people feel the same way. A lot of people are jaded with this stuff. They see the wokeness that's going to creep in here. And just also as an aside, he announced some of the writers that are involved in this. And I'm just going to give you a brief rundown on some of the projects that they've been involved in. You've got one individual that was writing on HBO's Watchmen, which was a woke fest. That's not going to be good whatsoever. You've got Christina Hodson, who wrote the Birds of Prey movie. That flopped. This person keeps failing forward. Failed forward into writing the Flash movie, which I'm sure is going to be awful also. Who also wrote the Bumblebee movie, which is probably the worst Transformers movie that has ever been released. People will be like, oh no, that's not, no, listen, you were gaslit with the nostalgia bait at the beginning of the movie with the Cybertronian saying, tell me anything that happened after that. Bet you can't. Anyway, that's another individual that's been drafted into this writer's room. And Tom King. Tom King is another one that's going to be supposedly some sort of architect for this DC universe. So there's a litany of people that are involved in this that are complete and utter red flags. And it's not going to be good because these people have no interest in dialing down the wokeness, no matter how much they're told by fans that they do not want it and fans do not financially support it. And that's also something that I have to reiterate. I mean what I say when I say I'm not going to go and see any of these things. I am not financially supporting it, and nor should you. We are long past the part in time where you said, just deal with it, I disagree with these people. Stop supporting it. Don't give them the money. And that's how you change it back then to what people want to see, and how you get entertainment back on side. Because currently what we're seeing now, and I've said it before, And to use another comic book character as an example, what has happened is this wokeness, like Thanos, has collected different IPs and has ruined them all. Every conceivable IP that you have loved has been ruined. Transformers, Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, Indiana Jones, DC, Marvel, everything has been utterly ruined. Master of the Universe there not too long ago either. Wrecked them. And now they are still hanging on to people that have helped wreck these properties. Beggars belief, doesn't it? But anyway, like I said before, don't get conned into these people and the positive influence that's been given to them by the likes of the media and some of these outlets that are afraid to call out this for what it is. And this is, to me, a narcissistic slate with a lot of personal touches from this guy, which, again, you gotta look at the tweets, is all I'm saying. And that these people will run cover for. Perhaps maybe that's what Zaslav was doing. He was bringing in a fella that an awful lot of the media are going to run cover for. But I think maybe that honeymoon period is going to end pretty soon, because you can see a couple of outlets that are actually questioning this. They're like, what do you mean you're going to do a water TV show? Like, that's a bit weird. How do we spin that as a positive? You can't. It's impossible. Now, I know what will happen, to be fair. They'll probably hear the feedback on that and they'll be like, quick, we're going to have to get some heavy hitters in there. And I think that's where he's talking about this sort of interweaving stuff. And that interweaving stuff and making it a universe may not even be around by the time 2025 comes along, because people might be tapped out with universes then and they want to just see something that's a good product. We'll wait and see. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell up above for future uploads, and check out the links posted in the description down below to support the channel. I'll talk to you later. Good luck.